He shoots, he scores. Go Cavs. And just like that, we're going to welcome you back to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons, brought to you by Perfect Time Fitness with your boy, Coach E, local neighborhood high school track coach, local neighborhood high school football coach, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, also, most importantly, co-CEO Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep, head trainer at Perfect Time Fitness, strength coach at Twinsburg High School. All right, ladies and gentlemen, www.perfecttimefitness.com is the website that you need to check out, enjoy, and let us know what you want to do. We have a lot of options on there, too many for me to sit here and bore you with. So I'm expecting you to go on there and read them all yourself and make the right decision in choosing the right option. And you can watch this show and every other show and a whole bunch of other output stuff that we got on the YouTube channel for you to enjoy. Whole bunch of content. We got Miss Sharon cooking up stuff. You got me training people. You got speed camp highlights. You got episodes on top of episodes on top of episodes. So go on there, Coach E's YouTube channel, and check out all that stuff that we got for you. Download this podcast wherever you get your podcast, wherever. Hit that download, like, subscribe, and share. All that is out the way now, people, so we can get to the crux of the situation. I got two assistant coaches on the left and my right. Left hand side, I got San Antonio Spurs, Wemby Zen. What's up, Wemby?
Man, my boy, man, just as you get excited about the second half of the season and you think, I got something I can watch with the Spurs and De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, my boy goes down with blood clots in his shoulders. I'm like, man, I got to ask you, Coach E, man, what's up with the skinny dudes? What's up with that? So the blood clots. So we had Brandon Ingram, who experienced it. Before that, man, it ended Chris Bosh's career. Like,
Yeah.
man, what's up with the skinny dudes in blood clots, Coach E?
I don't know, man. I think they too thin, got too much blood rushing through too fast, and it just clot up. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't even know if that makes sense or not. But I just threw it out there. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Sounded
I really
good.
don't know. That is
Like,
three skinny dudes you just named right there. So
well, yeah. So I had to throw this on, man. RIP to the Spurs season. It was already on this deathbed right there. They just went on ahead and cut the oxygen off and let them go ahead and flatline this season with that news right there. But I'll be back again. Hopefully, my skinny dude be back and ready to ball come next season. But what's good, fellas?
What's up?
Wemby, he gonna be good. That boy, I respect him a lot after watching that series on Netflix that they got about the Olympics with the gold court, gold medal game, gold medal court, whatever the series is called. But check that out on Netflix, show. Real good show. I respect Wemby more. He's more of a competitor than I thought too. So I saw another side of him. Kind of respect the young dude, so he's gonna be good coming back next year. On the right hand side, I got Sleepy Beepy in the house. What's up, Sleepy Beepy BC?
That's Sleepy Zen, Ricky Booby. No, that's what Wembley sound like. Ricky Booby. Ricky Booby. Hey man. Well, yo, I got 3 words for you. Calves. Calves.
Oh shoot.
Mother loving calves. 3 words for you, calves, calves, calves. Number 1 team in the league, Zen. E. Number 1 team, number 1 offense, number 1 3-point shooter, and number 1 in distributing ass whoopings. I told y'all what it was gonna be with them sorry ass Knicks that y'all love so much. And your sorry Orlando got tuned up, your boys, your heroes, your physical teams. I'm gonna tell y'all some teams, it's time to change that scout report. Cause y'all keep talking about get physical with the Cavs. We ain't having it. Told y'all we ain't having it. We number 1. Cavs, Cavs, Cavs. We going to the ship, and I can't wait to do the dance on Coach E's dance floor. It's not your boy, but your favorite grown ass man, Mr. Taboo Timmons, and I'm happy my Cavs are winning. I'm texting every E saying the Cavs is hot. So it's a great day. It's a great day in Cavalier land. What's up, fellas?
Hey, you know what? I want to bring something to the attention of the audience, as well as you guys too. You know HUD. I'm back with the band, so I'm starting to see HUD on a daily basis at practice and at lifting and stuff. My man calls me a hater every opportunity he can. I'm like, I don't understand why y'all are classifying me as a hater when all I'm
Smart man.
saying is this is a good regular season, but I need to see it in the playoffs. That's not hating. That's just me sharing my opinion and me being scarred from the last 2 to 3 years of this Cavalier playoff performance. So I'm just bringing that to the light. That's all. That's not hating. Do you think that's hating, Zen, or is that just telling the truth?
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, my boss at work is a Boston Celtics fan. So she was like, "Yeah,
Man.
my Celtics, I know y'all got a better record." I'm like, yeah. Look, I have to play humble. I'll be like, what Kendrick say? Be humble. Like that's me. I'll be like, yeah, but y'all done beat us 2 out of the last 3 times. So I know my team got its flaws, so they can be got. So yeah, I'm realistic.
Flaws.
I'm like, yeah. As much as you talk about the Knicks and the
Man, this
Magic, they ain't had no answer for the Boston Celtics yet this year. They had one game and they did
who?
not
Two
have
and one.
Jaylen Brown and somebody else in that game, and it took a fourth quarter miracle
Is
to
them
come back.
bombs healthy?
So yeah,
Is them bombs healthy?
Wha-
Is them bombs healthy? Everywhere I turned on the TV today, everybody Green Monster, Boston, the Green Monster. They the number 3 team in the league right now. They even had Stephen A. dumbass even put it. He put the Celtics over us in the power rankings. How disgraceful! How dumb is he? Because he trying to go off of this and that. The rest of them trying to go off of this and that. I got one question for y'all and y'all green heroes. Are they healthy
I,
coming into Friday? Because it's D-Day Friday. Are they healthy?
well, I know
Once
this
again,
this game
B,
right
they can
here.
be as healthy as they can be.
Yeah, they're as healthy as they can be. They
It's
they don't
the
have Drew
regular.
Holiday, and they without Porzingis. Those two didn't play tonight, so we'll still see what happens come Friday. But
They saving them.
but it
They
yeah,
saving
but you
them.
better
They saving them
win.
for the war. The
You better
war is
win,
Friday.
especially
Oh, we gonna
with them
win.
two out.
Like I told y'all, what I told y'all in New York, I told y'all when New York. Now you want to credit it to Josh Hart. We don't care about no damn Josh Hart. I'm telling you with the Celtics, we're going to whoop ass. Green ass. Green ass is going to be on our hands and belts from whooping green ass. And I can't wait.
So, like, can you grasp that this is the regular season?
Yes, I can.
So,
I can
is this
grasp
going to have?
regular season.
Is this going to carry over to the postseason? That's the only thing I'm worried about because I haven't seen it, and neither have you.
Yes, you are worried. Why? Because you got Cleveland fan blood bubbling in your veins. You hate them. You know it's shadow work, right? Dark Side of the Shadow the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. It's shadow work. You hate the most of what you are. You hate Cleveland fan, but you got Cleveland fan boiling in there when you remember you're traumatized. You got PTSD. You and Zen. Y'all talking about last year. You ain't seen nothing like this. This train is gonna keep rolling into the postseason because Kenny got 10 guys, 12 guys he could put out on the floor anytime. Donovan was chilling tonight, and we still whooped ass. It don't matter. Donovan ain't gotta do all that stuff. And then we turn them loose. We turn them loose. We got defense, we got offense. We destroying. I can't wait. Well, I can't wait to play Boston. I hope we play Boston in the first round.
That's impossible.
That's how bad
That's
I want Boston.
impossible.
Definitely
I
impossible.
know, but I still want them. First round. They might drop to the play-in. Who knows? I want them
Now you
bums first
sounding
round.
ridiculous. Come on, B. Stay
Well,
on the track. Stay on the tracks, brother.
dropping to the plane is crazy.
Bring them.
Uh,
Bring them.
yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later. We'll definitely stick a pin in that and revisit that one. But Coach E, man, go ahead and kick this thing off for us. What you got for us?
It seemed like I'm having a lot of marriage counsel situations popping up in real life situations with stars, mega stars, I guess you want to call it. So we got another marriage counsel for you, B. Now this is an even better
All
one
right.
than last week. Steve Smith Sr., wide receiver, Carolina Panthers, Baltimore Ravens. Pretty damn good player. Love his intensity, everything. He played the game like it was supposed to be played. You hear that about a lot of people, but he actually did because he was crazy with it. Intensity through the roof. And you got a band member. For all you people out there that don't know, the Baltimore Ravens has a band that plays for their team for home games. So you have a band member, which
Oh,
is the woman that Steve Smith,
Okay.
well, the woman is married as well as Steve Smith Sr., and they were having a sexual relationship for a very long time. And somehow, some way, it became public. So the husband of the band member woman found out. He took all screenshots of phone calls and text messages exchanged between the two parties. So somehow, some way, he finds Steve Smith Sr.'s number. He makes a phone call to Steve Smith Sr. As soon as he answers the phone, he said, "Hey man, you've been sleeping with my wife." Automatically just goes silent. Steve Smith doesn't know what to say. Dude goes off, just start cussing Steve Smith out, bringing it to him, trying to start a fight, so to say, over the phone, of course. I don't think he'll have that same energy if they were face to face, but he just cussing Steve Smith out. So he said, "You got anything to say for yourself?" Steve Smith said, sorry. So dude said, "That's all you got to say? You talk all that stuff on TV. You talk trash about the players on TV and what you would have did and how you want to fight people. And now all you got to say for yourself is sorry. Man up. Talk to me how you talk to everybody else." Phone went quiet. Eventually, Steve Smith ended up hanging up on him. So he releases those text messages and phone calls to the public via Twitter and everything else like that so the world could see, trying to expose my man Steve Smith Sr. So, B, if this was you, you are the husband of the band member, and you find all this stuff in your wife's phone, you know the affair that she's been having is highly detailed in this messages and this communication between the two of them, and it's a public figure everybody knows. How would you approach that situation? Would you approach it the way he did with the anger, or would you approach it towards her with the anger? What say you?
oh, I love this, and I can tell by Zen's response. See, Zen expecting old B, but new B is reformed. I'm a reformed citizens. I done been on both sides of the track. Let's just be real. We gonna bear it all. I done been on both sides of the track. You know, first of all, the band man, he sounded like a band man because he was so upset. He wasn't tough. He called Steve Smith. I was surprised Steve Smith had that reaction actually, but that was guilt. Guess that was guilt. He was sleeping with the married woman. He was like, "I'm sorry." Thing is, they say you never check the pimp, you check the hoe. It's an old school saying. But look, screw that. Screw all that. The woman that made her decision, move on. Cause what you hope in the game, you call Steve Smith, you hope to get him riled up, you go and fight. It's too much to lose in life now. Cause people crazy these days. You don't know who pulling pistols, who shooting. You shoot somebody, you go to jail. You in jail, they dead, or vice versa. 2 lives lost, woman traumatized, 3 lives lost. It ain't worth it. It's too many fish in the sea. And I know some people be like, "Well, B, when you was in such and such situation, I had a lot of growing up to do. I had a lot of soul searching. And what I realized is too many fish in the sea to repeat it. Too many fish. So the dude shouldn't even have confronted the situation. Look, bro, just leave. Go. Bon voyage. Go get you some revenge sex, even if you got to pay a sex worker. Or you got to go on, do a Deshaun Watson special.
Oh,
Whatever you got to do, go feel good. Go find somebody to make you feel good. That's what I got to say about it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Zen, you over
Uh,
there shaking your head. You
Cause
must
Zia,
not agree.
cause Zia
no,
know. Zia been for the
no,
ride.
no,
Come
no,
on,
no.
Zia,
I'm
what you
sitting
got?
here when you was going through all this stuff. I keep it real with the folks, man. I've heard the shell of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know the details, but as E was telling the details, all I was going in my mind, E. So Beta made jokes about this plenty of times over the course of this podcast. But when I was younger, people used to say
Uh,
I used to look like R. Kelly. And all I kept hearing was oh. When a woman's fed up. But I was like, this is a dude though. That's all I kept. I was like, hold on. My man acting like what R. Kelly was singing about, but he was singing about a woman when she was fed up. But it's the dude. I'm like, oh man. But yeah. It's a I'm not to laugh at my man's
Yeah,
situation.
man.
It's so many different avenues that you can go in this when it comes to this stuff. Like, okay, your woman stepped out on you. Like, man, I know, like Steven Jackson once said, he was like, man, your woman stepping out on you, man. She going out to find something that you ain't providing at home. And that might be the reason to why he implodes. Or he could be doing perfectly fine. I'm like, it's so many. I know he hurt, but at the end of the day, he got to figure out why what possibly could have happened. Could I played a role in this? Was I not holding down my end of the bargain? And she went looking elsewhere. I was slacking on my pimping. You know, as B was talking the pimp game earlier. So I was like, it's going. What I'm interested in, which we will never find out, is does he stick by her side after this? That's what I'm wondering when
No.
it comes to this.
No.
Or is he gonna be like most men, I say most respectable men, be like, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. But if you put in that kind of time in, man, and you put that type of investment in, is that enough to say goodbye? Like, you know, in part it, because if they got kids, they got all these different things in place, and they done built this up. Can my worst day or my worst decision is, man, I had a lapse in judgment. Is Can we move past this? You know, so it's so many different directions to go with this.
The answer is no, Zen. The answer is no. Can I chime in real quick?
So your answer is
Let me
no.
just respond to Zen.
So okay, so your answer is no, even
No,
if you was
because,
slacking on your job. If it comes to bear that
but
you
here, but
wasn't holding up your end of
right.
the bargain, is that still a no?
So I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that because it don't matter a lot of times, which it do. And I had this conversation with a lot of my bros, man. A lot of folks. It's like dudes could go out and sleep with 50 women. It's cool till they woman do it once, and now they all how could you do to this dirty slut? Ah, but like, dude, you ain't holding out your end of the bargain. I feel you, but I still say no because that shit never go away. Like it's always gonna be in the back of your mind. And if unless you crazy, and love will make you do some crazy things, but if you love to try to stay and work it out, unless you can forget it, then you always gonna be like, where you going? What you doing? Then your mind gonna start wondering. You know, she gets stuck in traffic. Oh, she's really stuck in traffic. And if you got to do all that, man, and then the trust is already broke, it ain't worth it. To me, it just ain't. Even if you got stuff built up, because that's always gonna lurk in your mind, and that ain't healthy.
and you know what?
Oh,
I
yeah,
100% agree with you, B, because I always say, especially in an affair like that, a one time, like one night stand, so to say, you can
yeah,
try to understand that and you can see, like, all right, maybe she was drunk. I still love her. She's still my wife. So I'll try my hardest to give her a second chance. But an affair that's like long lasting, you
hmm
gone. Like you checked out with us a long time ago. You putting all your time and effort into that. And now I'm with our son, raising our son, and you gallivanting around wherever you at, doing your dirt and all that. And you had to plan this out damn near every single time y'all went and did what y'all did. So you meant every single thing you did for a very long time. So at that point, washing my hands, I'm out. You can have her, dude. I know you married too, You figure it out because she ain't here no more. That whole back of your mind thing, you can't get that out of your mind. There's no way if your wife has been cheating that long, you are gonna be able to get that out your mind. It's just impossible. It's my
Right.
opinion. It might be for other people. It's gonna be impossible for me because every time I see you, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
think about how you
Yep.
disrespected me. And just like you said, Zen, I might have messed up too. I might have not been holding it down, but still, that long of an affair, I don't care how bad I messed up, and I didn't cheat on you. I might have been, not giving you the certain amount of affection to a certain extent or paying you attention to the extent that you wanted it, but that's not an affair for a long period of time. You chose to have that affair for a long period of time. So at that point, I'm done, dog. I'm a single man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, the roles reversed too.
All right,
Real
bro.
quick, then the roles reversed too. A lot of these dudes, man. What I noticed with a lot of guys and girls, the roles are reversed, man. It's like the men are the sensitive ones. Maybe they always been. Maybe we always been. But
Mhm.
now it's more so than ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those be so just devastated and the women just could just go where it used to be it was harder for a woman because like people say the double standard, but this is just in women mind. What it used to, it was harder for them to get into situations because sex was more of a connection for them. Like it was on a deeper plane. But now, yes, whoo, some of these you just go out, do some stuff, go home. So I don't know how much that play a
But
part.
look, so I wonder what made him. Was it just the 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 text messages, or did he have like some suspicion and and he went digging for dead bodies and found some skeletons? I wonder. It's
Hmm.
so many avenues because it's like I wonder if by having this affair with, like I say, I could go. We could spend a little bit of time on this one because this could go a couple of different places. Now, I don't know how
That's
many
good.
people
That's
want to tell
good.
on themselves, but if cheating and your main one and you cheating, does cheating help your relationship with the main one? You know what I'm saying? To where it's so much so you won't be able to the main one won't even recognize it because the other one is keeping you happy. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what I'm like. It's a couple of different places we could go with this thing.
Yeah,
So I don't know how many want to tell on themselves about some
I
past
like that.
uh things or whatnot. But what y'all fellas think?
Let me jump in on that. Let me jump in on that because I
Yeah,
love that. Unless you want to go eat, well, I
yeah. Let
love that
me,
one. You want to
yeah,
go first?
let me knock
Yeah.
this out first. So with that part of it, then at this point in my life, and how close me and Sharon are with our marital bond and our spirits being together as one and just us knowing each other for so long, there's no way you could be able to hide anything because one little thing will be off and it's going to be a red flag immediately. It could be the littlest thing that you think is so little, like, oh, she ain't catch that. She caught that. It's impossible for her to not catch that just because she know you so good. But back in the day, like girlfriend, boyfriend, high school stuff, absolutely what you were talking about. Yeah, you're not worried about that because you're living off of that fling that you getting different energy from the left side than you got with the one on the right side. So you taking that energy from the left side to the right side and just blending it together and hiding everything because y'all don't know each other like that. Y'all don't have the bond and the togetherness that you would as a married couple, and it has you been together for years and really, really knowing each other. So that's the difference between the two. That bond is it's a different thing. It's no way around it. There's no way out of it. You're gonna get caught. There's no way you can hide anything.
That way, E boy he got a soapbox. Well, I'm proud of E. That's why he on my marriage council. This boy be on that box, just preaching. Boy, why you looking at me while you preaching? Well, anyway, man, look, I'll throw some stuff off on purpose. I ain't even gonna lie. I do that to my wife all the time. I throw some stuff off. I'll be going somewhere, switch on a different shirt. throw on some different cologne just to see if she paying attention. See, he right. He be like, "Hey, where you going?" I told you I was going to the lady, for the computer. Why you put on that? To see if you was watching. You watching. Good. So he is 100% correct. You are getting stalked every day of your life, and vice versa. You stalk them because I showed she wears something different, but you got the tight pants on. Where you going? Let me find out, woman. Go crazy.
But
But
let me be
anyway,
honest,
man,
G.
go
The
ahead.
way you go at it like that, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. Because it might be that one day that she at her breaking point with something else, and you changing your shirt and changing up your cologne and going somewhere, that could be the last straw of that day. And then now y'all into it for some weeks just because you was trying to see if she was watching. That's a living on the wild side, brother. You might want to be careful with that.
Danger Wild Side is my middle name. See, you know this. Sharon probably throwing stuff at the radio right now. Hey, Sharon, what up, cuz? I know her. I'm gonna get some calls and texts. But yo, man, you are right with that though. That is walking a little bit because sometimes, to be honest, it's the marriage thing. Sometimes, especially with a younger kid, you can feel like you're not being getting enough attention, and that is the danger zone. And that goes into what Zen is talking about. So I believe, yes, in some situations, you can get fulfilled in those areas because a lot of times affairs start with emotional affairs. They do not start out as physical. It can start out emotional affairs when you're having a conversation, you talking to somebody being nice to you, somebody compliments you or whatever. You have a work wife, just like a work husband sometimes. This stuff does exist. Zen probably has 3, 4 work wives at work right now, which
Oh,
it does exist. You
sheesh.
see these people more than you see anybody else. Let's just be real in most situations, right? So I'll start there. So it can go from getting that satisfaction, and then for some, yes, it's physical. Because let's be real. My man, look, Steve Smith, he rich. Is he retired? He
Yes.
retired? Is he
Yeah,
he done with football?
he
He ain't
reporting
got
now.
shit to do. He got some money. He chilling. My man's got to go to work. My man might come home tired from swinging tubas all day or whatever it is
It's
he
his
do,
woman that swing
and
the
he
tuba.
tired. He
It's
ain't
not
got.
him.
Oh, she
Yeah.
swinging tubas. She yanking tubas. Okay, that's the problem. She was out there yanking tubas. What he do? What he do for a living?
Mm.
You know,
Because I'm
he
going
worked
somewhere with
sideline
this.
reporter and all that stuff. He in the
Oh,
newsroom and all that NFL Network.
Oh, the dude. Okay, so
Well,
the
you
dude is
talking about Steve
NFL.
Smith?
Okay. No, I'm talking about the other guy, the
The
cheated
husband?
on. Yes.
You know, they never said what he does. They just said what the woman does as the band member for the
Right.
Ravens. And everybody knows Steve Smith do the NFL
Okay.
Network reporting and stuff, but they never release what he does.
So I'm just going to assume, let's assume this gentleman has a physical job and he's out there breaking his back, putting in work, working long hours. She been yanking tubas, getting, excited, looking at folks. And then she ready to get it on. He tired. This keep happening. This was in. Let's go into what you saying. Was he lacking at that point because the man tired? He worked his job. He come home. Her freaky levels up. He is down. A lot of dudes, this is happening too. Wi-Fi theory will say that for a conspiracy episode with the testosterone. You got a dude like Steve Smith. He's high testosterone. He's Steve effing Smith. He's fired and wired. He ready to get it on any time of the day. So that's stuff that plays points in it too. It's like what the dude was doing versus a man who has got the testosterone, who is not doing anything, doing much, and who is more readily available. Could she get that and go home and be cool with the connection? Possibly, but we know this happens. People get attached. People start getting attached, and then they start doing stuff different. They start breaking the routines at home. They get found out. And one last thing, I always say it, I stick to it. Don't ever, 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 ever look into somebody's text because you will find something that will piss you off. And if you got to do all that, that's way too much.
all right.
But is it?
Yes, it is. Because you will always find something that's gonna piss you off. And that's what you get for looking in they shit.
But that's what you was looking for in the first place, because you had that hunch, because you felt something was off. So you trying to figure out why is something off. So that's why you look. So you are gonna be prepared for what you're gonna find, because that's what you was looking for. Just like you go out to the bar. Some people have a hard, long day, go out and drink. Like, I'm about to fight tonight. So you go out looking for a fight. But everybody else, a long, hard day at work, they just want to go chill and they don't fight. It's a big difference. You know what you're looking for. You went in there to find it. And when you find it, it just capitalizes or certifies your initial thought. So I say, shit, I look if I feel something off, especially if I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that, like she doing something. I'm definitely gonna look just to have my peace of mind, and don't let me find it. And I'm right with my little stomach feeling that I had. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
fireworks about to happen.
It's fine. What you calling a dude? Now you look like a dude's gonna flip a guy car over. You calling a dude?
Absolutely.
A
But that's the sad
really?
part, because you would think that well, I still would have that conversation with Sharon, of course. But as men,
Mm-hmm.
we get so pissed at the other man when your wife had to go through it as well, because without her, it wouldn't be cheating. But as men, you got to stick up for yourself as a man, because you feel, man, you stole my property, like you infringing on my property. So you got to prove a point to the other man. So absolutely, I'll confront the other dude, because it's just human manly nature.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I ain't looking at no woman as property because
Yeah, no, I ain't
people
saying
are
they property,
crazy.
but just like internally as a man, this is my woman.
Yeah.
You
No,
trying
I
to
know
take
what you're
my
saying.
woman?
I know what you're saying, but it's like, what if he didn't take her? What if she chose him
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
grabbed his tuba? You see what I'm saying? And he was
Uh,
clueless or didn't know, or you know what I mean?
yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, you should 100% be mad at her, because she's the one that did it, knowing y'all are married. But human nature and manly nature, it's not going to go over just that simple to be like, yeah, I'm only mad at her and her alone. As a man, you going to get mad at the other man too, just for having the gall to do it, period. And he might not even know she was married, but
Right.
still,
He might not know. He might not care. He might lie to
yeah.
you. He say, "Yeah, I ain't know. He knew the whole time."
All right. So this brings me to another conversation that I also had at work with another brother. And when I had this conversation, the conversation was about athletes and getting married. Once you reach a certain financial
Mhm,
status, is it wise? We will never know. We at this point, this is just straight speculation on our ends. But I won't say it's straight speculation.
mhm.
It's straight speculation for me. You guys have the experience when it comes to marriage. So maybe y'all can straighten me out or provide more clarity. But as athletes, you reach a certain financial status, you reach a certain type of fame and recognition. Does it behoove you to actually get married, or is at that point is marriage be out of the question because you know you ain't gonna be able to do right because of the lifestyle that you live, and marriage just ain't gonna fit into that picture now going forward.
See, that's hard for me to say that, because maybe I'm just different, and marriage is a sacred thing. So if I'm
Mhm,
going to make that step to be married, I'm not about to mess that up, because I know I said this plenty of times on here. I'm scared of
mhm.
three things: God, big bodies of water, and going across train tracks. That first one, God. So if I mess up a marriage, I got to deal with God. Forget the woman and forget the other man. That's God. I don't know what's gonna come out of that. My whole life can change. I could just get sick out of nowhere, get the worst sickness of all time, just because I disobey God. So for one, I can't do that. But I do understand what you're saying because a lot of people don't think and feel like that. So they can think all the money give you a free hall pass at any time you want to. Because what you gonna do? Leave me? It's all right. I'll get another one. You just here for my money anyway. So I could see how you can feel like that and how other athletes feel like that. And just from my younger days and seeing what I've seen in college and did what I did in college, if you multiply that times 10 to 100 or something, that would be a crazy lifestyle to live every single day of your life. So I can't sit here and say that I would feel that way single. You're definitely gonna be mingling if you're single. But like I said, for me personally, if I'm married, no matter what stage of life, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always gonna have that fear.
So, do you think in this case, because this is a day old thing, man. As we talking about this, man, I'm in the Bible right now in First and Second Samuel, reading about David and Bathsheba again. So this goes back, to biblical times. This is this is a tradition of infidelity. Do you think? Do you think? That's crazy that I'm reading this and we talking about this too. But anyways, do you think guys are going into these marriages? Because why are they going into marriages? Are they not realizing what it's going to actually take once they get married, or are they thinking marriage is going to be something different now that they've gotten married? I mean, that now that they've gotten money, and so my wife gonna be like this instead, but they come to a rude awakening. Do you think that's what the case what it is with the fellas, and they not realizing it, and they like, man, I had it better when it was, when I was still single, this, that, and the other, and start pining for the old days. What do you think? Why? Because Steve Smith ain't gonna be the first. Steve Smith ain't gonna be the last. It was a few years ago. Earl Thomas was in the same situation that Steve Smith was in. I remember, and he had his little scandal with his
I
wife.
remember that too.
So I'm like, he ain't gonna be the first. He ain't gonna be the last. But what is it that with athletes that they go ahead and say I do, but then wind up on this side of the tracks?
So I think it's a little bit of both of what you said. You got to
Mhm.
continue to understand what I've been saying for years on this podcast and how I had to change my life and my thinking and in my mentality around from not being an athlete anymore. You're catered to so much that you just really think that's real life. And you really think that it's supposed to be like this for your whole life, no matter what, because you don't know yourself without being treated like that in any situation. So the moment you don't get treated like that, you feel slighted and kind of disrespected because you're so used to being catered to. So I'm saying that to say, whenever you get a woman like that, you just think she about to bow down and cater to you, and marriage is about to be easy because I am who I am. And she's with me because I am that person and because of the stuff that I have that I worked my ass off to get. And she's just a reflection of it. And quiet as kept, you probably thinking I worked my ass off to get her because 9 times out of 10, all these athletes be having the most exotic chicks and all that stuff. You can rarely find an athlete with a regular schmegler woman. Everybody else got to be exotic or foreign or something like that. So you feel like that's what you have to do just because that's all you see with other athletes. So that's what your friends got. That's all that's around you when you're single and you're looking for women. Those are the women that's popping up at the spots just to be seen. So you can choose them or they can choose you or whatever, however it happens. So you just think that marriage is about to be easy because everything else in your life was easy because people cater to you. And you like, well, this is my wife. She's supposed to do that. So I got all this money. It's either my way or you gone. So at that point, you don't even work at marriage. You just do it just to say you married and just to live up to a certain status. So once you finally leave that limelight and you really got to be married, y'all really don't know each other because y'all ain't really put no time in to know each other. Y'all going on trips, kicking it. You just shutting her up, buying her gifts and stuff because you really don't know what's wrong with her. You just know she getting on your nerves, nagging when you at home because you're rarely at home. You either traveling, or working
Mm.
out or somewhere. So you really don't know who she is. Like, oh, damn, she tripping. Let me go get her this Birkin bag. You think that's solving the problem. It's not solving the problem. You just don't know no
Oh
better.
man, you touching on something. Nah, look. Oh, you
Man,
ready? My bad. Let me
right.
step
I
off.
got
Go
so
ahead,
many
jump in,
notes.
B.
Yeah, man, I got so many notes. Nah, because he hit on a lot of points. I just want to jump in a couple of them here. Because I'm gonna say being an athlete gotta be lonely, right? It's a loneliness side to it because you lack a real connection, like E talking about. So you go out here, these people throw themselves at you. Eventually, you connect with somebody, even if it's a fake connection or just a temporary connection. Because let's just face it, connections happen all the time. You know, you might connect with somebody, you might feel like, oh, so if you want that, if you longing for that, then you make that connection. Next thing you know, you marrying a person you just connected with on a temporary basis, like what E talking about. Now you sitting there working at your career and stuff like that. No, not shame on you for doing that. You trying to be the best you could be. He looking at it from a standpoint, and I really respect his brother for doing that, but he looks at it as, like you say, a spiritual respect, that sacred feeling of marriage and respecting. But a lot of people don't. And athletes, I think, is hard because, for one, when you working out so much like that, let's just face it, you got a surplus of testosterone. I keep going back to that because that drives libido, it drives sex drive, everything. So you already amped and charged up. You got these women throwing themselves up. Let's just face it, we are all sinners. Like, people get tempted all the time. And then if you don't know this person, or you had that temporary connection, and let's just say it's not panning out, then you gonna go and take the bait. You gonna go, at these other women and all this stuff. So, I think athletes, they have it rough in that sense.
All right.
So just to answer that, my bad, Zane, just right quick. So when you started off, you said being an athlete is lonely. It really
Yeah.
is, because you don't know yourself. You really
Mm.
don't. You think you do. You know yourself as the athlete, but as the person, you never had to be the
Mm-hmm.
person. You always, you know how people say comedians are so annoying because when I'm around one, they just always on. It just always feel like they on
Mm-hmm.
stage cracking jokes and stuff when they not on stage
Right.
or cracking jokes. That's how it is being an athlete. You just always on because you don't know off because you never had to be off. So that moment you have to be off, that's when you realize, like, damn, I'm bored. I'm lonely.
Yeah.
Who
Oh
am I?
man.
Where's everybody at? Why is nobody around me? This is weird. And then that's why when you retire, so many people have to really search and, like, what do I really love? What do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do because I never knew who I was in order to know what I like besides being an athlete.
Yeah.
And in my certain trade or sport or whatever I was doing, that's the only thing you knew. I'm telling y'all, dude. And I ain't even make it to no extraordinary level like that. But
Yeah.
this is
That's how
stuff
you get
that,
there though.
yeah, but this is
Yeah.
stuff that so many people deal with is crazy. And it can really drive you crazy. That's why so many athletes
Yeah.
kill themselves and stuff because they really don't want to face that it's over. Because that's the hardest thing to face, that
Mm-hmm.
it's over, and nobody cares about you for real. But you don't know that because you were brainwashed to think everybody cares about you. They only cared about you when
Mm-hmm.
you was providing something for them. But now you're not providing nothing for them, so you done. Like, shoe fly don't bother me type stuff. So that
Damn.
really messes with a person's mind, man or woman, man or female
Yeah.
athlete, just athlete, period.
And look, that person you had was probably attracted to the on. Like, they was
Yeah,
probably attracted to the character. Like, it's
absolutely.
all revved up. And then now you.
You just went on mute, B.
Yeah, I accidentally hit the button.
Oh, okay.
See, yeah, I was just saying, like, they just be like, who is this? I ain't attracted to this guy. I'm attracted to the character, the
Yeah,
athlete who was on, who was loved.
yeah.
Okay. So, if you're Steve Smith, do you think he's come to this realization when it comes to his wife? Now we really gonna get a little messy. Because my question is this: should Steve Smith try to work it out, or having an affair like this make him come to the realization, like, man, I shouldn't be in this. I actually need to be alone right now and myself and figure things out. And the best thing for you and my family is we go our separate ways. Or do you think Steve Smith is out here trying to cover things up, try to make do good, and try to salvage what he had with his wife? That's what I'm wondering. I might be getting a little messy. Y'all tell me if I'm getting a little too
Well,
messy. Just let me know.
I like it.
no, no, that's the reality of the situation. But I think it's first of
Right.
all the trying to cover up stuff. It's way too late for that. So there's nothing for him to cover up because everything is out. But that goes back to the bond and the relationship and the marriage and the way him and his wife feel about each other, how they gonna work this out. So if they was already having a blissful marriage, which I highly doubt, because if it was blissful, this never would have come to fruition. But if they had a peaceful marriage and a peaceful raising of the kids and a family structure and the I love you 24 hours a day type of stuff, the lovey dovey kiss you for no reason type of stuff, somehow, some way, they could probably fight through this. It depends if they want to, but we don't know. This could have happened before. It just never got exposed. So now that it got exposed, this could be the final straw. This could be to Steve Smith's wife, like, you know what, this is it. You've done this to me before. It wasn't in the public eye like that. But now this is a huge story where you're in the public eye, and I don't think I can go on like this. So they might be going their separate ways, or they might be trying to fight through it. Like I said, it's just up to them and how they were married and how their relationship is, how strong their bond is. So it can go either way. I have no clue.
Okay, you satisfied with that? I'm just making sure because I got one last question. So if you want to jump in,
No. All right. I like this. Um, Steve Smith, his side of it. Uh, I mean, how long you been with his wife? Do we know? Like, do she got a prenup? Is he gonna cost him Jeff Bezos money?
uh,
75 billion? You know what I mean? Like, what's it gonna cost?
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
cost.
cost either way, man. It's gonna cost.
Yeah.
And he gonna try to work that thing out because I don't know. I ain't trying to disrespect the man's salary, but we know he ain't making that football money no more. And depending on his investments, what he got put up. I mean, he ain't in this part where he want to give up half of what he done made. So he probably gonna try to work on it
They've been married
for the
since
financial
2000,
side.
So that goes back to his
Oh,
days in
since
YouTube.
25
Then,
years.
2000.
It's a
Ooh, wee.
childhood sweetheart wife,
okay.
Angie,
So,
2000.
so yeah,
She ain't got no
yeah, more
prenup
than
then.
likely not.
Just like you said,
Yeah.
they've been together since the University of Utah.
That boy about to be like, R. Kelly, I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah, man.
Oh, baby, don't
But
leave me.
let,
He about to be
but
working
for
on that
real,
thing.
would it? How much will it cost for a peace of mind? Because if home wasn't making you happy, because I mean, well, why do we cheat? Like, is it just in a man's nature, or is it something that's not going
Convenience.
on at home that makes us have the wandering eye? What is it that makes us actually go ahead and step outside of it? And then to follow up with that, if I know I could have a peace of mind, how much if giving up half, is it worth it? Giving up half just to have that peace of mind to know I
Mm-mm.
don't have to deal with
No,
this no
I
longer,
mean,
and I could go at home and actually live the life the way that I see myself living this life. Is giving up half worth it?
yeah,
For
that's what
some
Jeff
people, it might
Bezos
be.
did.
Go ahead, B.
Yeah, I'll just say Jeff Bezos did it. He was like, "Yo, here, give me my little Spanish thing, and you take the 75 billion with a B, and I will move on. You move on too. We built this Amazon thing. Let's move on. Peace of mind for him. But everybody ain't continuously making that money. Not to make it all about money. But what's funny is I'm looking at the girl. I'm looking at his wife. They kind of look the
But
same.
And I was gonna
It's
show that
it's
picture because they were saying old girl looked like Van Gundy.
no,
that's
but
funny.
look,
She
look, peep
do.
game. No, That is, look, and we bringing
Yeah.
Bible up into it, man. But I find this in couples that have been together for a very long time. After a while of being together so long, they start to look
Yeah.
like, and it goes back to the two become one type of thing that you read in the Bible. And I'm just like, because our boy JP and his wife, they starting to look alike now. They starting. I could go back to when they first got married. I look at them now. I'd be like, man, y'all starting to favor each other. They'd be like, man, they'd be like, yeah, my son look like me. My daughter look like her. This, that, and the other. I'd be like, nah, they look like both of y'all,
That's
man.
funny.
And because y'all starting to look the same now, man.
That's
It's
funny.
crazy. It's so crazy to see this stuff like that.
Look, Darius and Toya is starting to look like brothers and sisters. I saw they baby pics. I'm like, y'all look like y'all's ancestors. Like y'all sitting here, y'all got the same look on y'all face. Is it expression or you think they start looking alike? Because Nikki aunt swear we related. I don't know. I'm offended. She's like, you better check your bloodline, son, because I think
Well,
y'all related. This
well,
is
I tell you
crazy.
what, if me and Sharon start looking alike, it's a problem because we are two
Yeah,
polar
that
opposites.
like, hey, you real light skinned today. What's happening?
Right? That's a miracle if that ever happens.
Oh man. But, but yeah,
Man.
yeah. I gotta. I'll close this out on this question right here on this one. So, all right, we gonna cover all angles from this. So, all right, you done stepped out on your old lady with the side piece. Could you? Is there ever a situation that your side piece can become your main piece? I lie. The whole TJ Holmes situation. What's his girl? Because he stepped out on his wife. She stepped out on her husband, and they both got divorces, and now they together. Can you see a situation where you could actually see? We done had side pieces. Has there ever been a situation where your side piece was actually your true one, your true love at after all of this?
I don't see why that can't be a possibility.
Really?
I can definitely see that happening because, yeah, because if you think, you know me, I'm about to go deep, seeing if you think
There you go.
that could be just another way of God putting you all together, is it's meant to be. So yeah, you might have cheated with the person, but that really might be your soulmate. You just never know. There's so many scenarios out there that can bring you together like that. You just never know. But I can definitely see
But
that
can you
happening.
trust somebody that you got
Mm,
that way?
no, no,
If
no.
you make that decision and that dedication to trust them, yeah, you have no choice. Like you literally
It
have no
worked for
choice.
David and
If you
FC,
You
commit
but
like
he
gotta
that.
had to
stop.
off the husband,
Mm-mm.
and and then that was all different times back then, man. He was able to get away with that back then. You know, the woman didn't do things like that. So I'm like, man, he didn't have to worry about her.
Yeah.
In some
But
situations, that
today's times, I'm like, ugh.
don't trust it. Yeah, don't trust it. Don't trust it because if she met you that way or you met her like that, chances are y'all do it again. You know what I'm saying? But he strike a point because it has been some situations where people met like that and they stayed together. You know what I mean? Like it's possible, but me personally, I'll be like looking at it like, hey, you cheated on your people. You know what I'm saying? To get with me. So who's to stop you from doing it again?
All right. So we touched on this. Look, fellas, I know I overslept. So I think this is a good podcast right here. We could touch on some other stuff, but what's up to y'all, fellas? You getting a thumbs up? So hey, on that note, look,
You got thumbs up,
I
yeah.
hear coming down the
Yeah,
pipeline.
Anstey on the buzzer.
Ah, I
Yeah.
hear that sound, fellas. I hear that
Oh.
sound. So you know what that means. Good pod, good pod. Hey, Coach E,
Yes, sleep is in.
you got a post game word for the people.
Yes, yes, I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around, take a knee. All eyes on me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day is make it necessary. Make everything you've done so far necessary. Make the changes in your life to make your life necessary. Make every necessary thing necessary. The necessary thing is you changing your life and going on to better things and growing up and being the person that you need to be. I say that repeatedly on there because, like I told y'all before on certain episodes, whenever I give these words like that, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself as well. Self assessing yourself is so important in life in order for you to be a different person. If you do the same thing over and over and over and expecting the same result, we all know that as the definition of insanity. And insanity is not necessary. So let's make everything necessary to get to the level that you want to be at and you want your circle to be at. So if your circle is not there, you can be the role model and be the spotlight to get them there. You know what? I've been seeing Byron doing everything different. He a little different. He not talking to me as much, but I like the growth in him, something different about him, and I'm attracted to him more. Pause. Zen, he been growing and doing things different. I like the way he's growing. I like the person he's become. He's more attentive. He's more responsible. He's doing more things. He's following through with stuff that he never followed through before. He's being adventurous and trying different things that he never tried before. All of that is necessary. So let's make the necessary necessary.
All right, let's go.
Win on me, win on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
It sounds so sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, fire engines, cats, dogs, fire hydrants, new build houses. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons. We appreciate y'all. We hope we help the married couples out there that listen to this thing. And I want to give a shout out to Pastor Vernon, the Word Church. Freakily, we was talking about this. It's been a relationship series at church, and this subject hit real close to home. And that's why I was talking the way I was, because I was getting taught by a good leader about relationships. And I've been open, a lot of stuff has been opened around my eyes due to this series. So if you got a chance, watch that on YouTube, y'all. Pastor Vernon Relationship Series is really, really, really good. It'll help you in so many areas of your life. And you ain't even got to be married to be in a relationship. It could be friendships. It could be your mother relationship. It could be your father relationship, your sibling relationship. But just make sure you check that out. And also watch every episode that we're putting out too. With that being said, see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.